Hey Fran, so I know you got a Hidden Truth reading. It's a 5482 order, but I felt drawn to this deck, so we're going to do this deck instead. But again, I would recommend to watch this by yourself first, and then if you would like to share it with anyone else, then you are more than welcome to. If you want to keep it to yourself, then you can do that too. You can watch it as many times as you want. It's totally up to you. So let's give it a shuffle and see what comes out. I feel like you're going through a hard time right now. You're leaning on crystals a lot right now for like stuff. Like quartzes in particular, like clear quartz, smoky quartz. Those ones. Just curious. And then let me know how it resonates too for you, okay? Let's see. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to pause it for a second until I get more cards. All right, you can't make this up. So the first card that came out, I have incense going too, so if you see something wafting by like that, that's just incense smoke. His water sign. So I say that it's interesting because you have 3 out of the 4 signs that came out. You have water, earth, and air. The only one that didn't come out was fire. So with the water one coming out first, and with it being like nice and calm and kind of soothing, I feel like things were kind of really calm and going really well, and then you had a lot of tension going on. So this tension is kind of more in your head, but it's also around you too, and you're taking on a lot. You're taking on more than what you can mentally handle, I feel like. You got a ton happening and it's weighing you down. So I don't know what's all happening, but I feel like it kind of is snowballing a little bit. But then we have the Sun card. So with the Sun card, it's like happiness, success, security, those sorts of things. Trying to look at the brighter side of things. I feel like you try and push the negative thoughts to the side, but they always kind of creep up on you and they kind of get the better of you for the majority of the part. So again, you're being conscious about it. So keep going with that. And you are, like, again, there is a light at the end of the tunnel to get to where you need to go. Now, this is where our earth sign came out, and then we have our air sign, okay? So I feel like since 3 out of the 4 came out, you are very in tune with the elements, and you may have been researching about the elements or working with the elements recently. And I think that you do a circle cast whenever you're doing a lot of spell work and things. Look at all the incense going by. So I think that you're very in tune with the elements and how to use them to your advantage. But I also feel like you're blocked a little bit because the earth sign with the wall being there, I feel like you're being blocked by something, or you feel like you're being blocked. Excuse me, with everything that's happening too. The Emperor came out with bittersweet. So the Emperor is about divine masculine energy. It's kind of like the yin to the yang. It's about kind of, I think that you need to bring out your masculine energy a little bit more and releasing what no longer serves you. I think that you had a lot of triggers recently. I know that you had your anniversary just recently too, but I think that it really triggered you with everything going on, and that could be part of the tension too. But you don't have to, when I say releasing that no longer serves you, you never really lose that person that you lost, if you know what I mean, okay? Because they are always around you. They are always influencing you. You have the memories and those sorts of things. But it's one of those things that they're never going to be physically around you. again. So it's very hard to go through something like that. So I think that this is kind of just saying that you can get through this. It's just a matter of looking at the brighter side of things. So look at how bright some of these cards are. Okay, so they're nice and bright, and they have like vivid colors on them. So again, just kind of doing your thing. It's okay to have bad days. It's okay to not be okay sometimes, but as long as you don't stay there, okay? Now this was interesting too, because we have uninhibited and then we have inhibited right back to back. So the way I see this is that sometimes you're very expressive about certain things and you're very upfront about certain things, maybe a little bit outspoken about certain things, but at the same time, some things you're very reserved, you're very holding back. It's about a balance thing. So it's about speaking your truth and getting through and getting out what you need to get out. So I think that you're being upfront and expressive about certain things, but some of the things that you need to be doing that with, or someone with, I think you might be going to therapy or was in therapy. You were very reserved and you were holding back because you were worried that it was going to trigger you. So if you're in that safe environment and you feel that it's okay to talk to that person about this sort of stuff, then I think that you need to start like being that upfront, expressive individual regarding some of the things that you are being reserved about, that you are holding back on, because it's going to help you kind of grow in the future. Okay. Now, having said that, growth came out sideways. So this is like, it's an upright, but it's like past, present, and future. So this is about healing. It's about being at peace. It's about lessons being learned. It's about evolving as an individual. So you are always growing and changing, and you are working on yourself and everybody around you. You're very supportive of it, and you always will be working on yourself, and you always will be healing yourself. You always will be having those lessons to be learned. But I think that you're accepting those lessons and learning from them and evolving from them. You know what I mean? So the bottom of the deck is graduate. So this one here is about career growth. It could be about possibly going back to school. It's about leveling up, basically. So how I'm seeing this is it's either career growth that's coming, so either promotion or a new job, or it's also about your personal growth as an individual. I think that would resonate more. So you are, especially with the growth card too. So you are going to be growing as an individual, and you always will be growing as an individual, but you're going to start seeing it with this, okay? Yeah, they're influencing you a little bit because I just split the deck and it was this one. Oh, and then this is after too. So they're still around you. They're still guiding you. They're still with you. It's just a matter of how you interpret what they're trying to tell you. So I hope this has helped. Let me, I'm going to grab one more deck. One sec. Okay, so for this one, we have the hand of cards. So this one here, since it came out sideways like this, is like it's in reverse. So this one here is normally about taking a chance, risking, being strategic, options, about like showing your hand, gambling a little bit, those sorts of ideas. But I feel like you're not taking those chances. You're not risking certain things. And again, you're being very reserved and you're holding back because you're concerned about what the outcome will be. It's possibly about like getting back out there too. You're a little bit reserved about that and kind of hemming and hawing about that too, because you don't know how that individual, like your previous loved one, would view that as, and you feel like you might be cheating on them, cheating on them, you know what I mean? But you got to think about yourself too. That's not selfish, okay? Because it's totally up to you and your comfort level, because everybody heals in their own time. But the next one was Coffin. So this one here is about like endings bring new beginnings. It's also about, again, the growth, the change. It's about liberation. It's about a transition of some sort. So you're going through a huge transition right now. And you're having like this whole balancing act that you're trying to figure out. And then we have camera too. So the camera is about like reminiscing, possibly looking back at photos, looking at keepsakes, things that remind you of individuals. But it's also about learning from the past and making memories and new memories. Okay. So the bottom of this one is about the photograph. So this one is about, again, looking at photos. It's also about missing them. It's also about like nostalgia moments. So going to certain places kind of might trigger memories too. But it's also about making new memories. So these ones going back to back, like again, last one that came out and then this one's bottom of the deck is kind of, again, yes, it's okay to look back at the past and remember the past and remember the individuals that we have in the past, but also accepting and knowing that you can move forward and that you can make new memories with somebody else, and that is okay. It's whenever you are ready, because you need to be the phoenix. Okay, so this is also on the bottom of the deck. It's about like that new phase and rising from the ashes kind of idea, having that, again, the growth, the transformation, those sorts of things too, and having that renewal come out as well. But only you can figure out if that is the best course of action for you. So I hope this has helped. I hope it hasn't triggered you. I tried not to trigger you because I have a feeling that it's still very, very fresh for you. So please let me know how this resonates, and thank you again for trusting me.